If you've been watching all of my videos on my MX5, you'll know that we've been modifying it with a lot of aftermarket parts. If you haven't seen those videos, go back and give them a watch. But all of that stops now because of this, and this. That's right, it is the dreaded rust. So I've been modifying it with a lot of aftermarket parts, which are making the car better, but it is going to waste as the car is practically rotting away. Now, I've had previous MX5s that are a lot worse, but I want to stop it in its tracks now while I can. So we're going to get the front wings off, see what's behind those, because a lot of mud and moisture builds up behind there. Clean all that out, sand down whatever we need to, see how bad it is. We also need to tend to the rear arches because they are getting quite bad, and all the underneath does need doing, but that's a larger job. So in this video we are going to start with the front wings, get those off, clean it all out, see how bad it's gone, and maybe even start on the rear arches. To gain more access to the inner arch, it's a lot easier to remove the wheel. Then you can move under the bonnet and remove the 4 bolts on top of the wing that are hidden under the bonnet. Next thing to remove is the arch lining. I started with the bolt on the outer side of the wing. It's then time to move on to what feels like the 100 push clips that are located along the arch lining. Some of these can be quite annoying to get out. There's then 2 bolts at the bottom of the arch lining. And one last push clip hidden at the front in the bumper. With all those removed, you can take the arch lining out. So as you can see, just look at how much grime builds up behind that wheel arch liner there, look. So that was all hiding behind it. And as you can see there, it's just started to already rust. We're going to get the rest of the wing off and see how badly it is. Time to move on to removing the wing then, and as always with old cars, a bit of WD-40 always helps. First bolts are removed with these small ones at the front of the wing. I then moved on to the one hidden behind the door, making sure I'm being careful not to hit it with the ratchet. And then of course I came across my first problematic one. I didn't stand a chance and it just snapped clean off. To make room at the front of the wing to undo a hidden bolt in the bumper, I just put the first 2 bolts out along the top. Then you can just about get a spanner in behind the front bumper to undo another 10mm nut. The last ones now are under the front wing. I did forget to mention there is another one just here inside the wing, but mine was missing. Make sure to disconnect the indicator and the wing is off. So that is the front wing off, and honestly I'm quite surprised. My previous one was a lot worse. So my previous one was pretty much this whole section of the chassis was absolutely rusted to hell, and it did grind off quite easy. So To be honest, I am just going to try and get what surface rust off I can. I do know it needs to go in for some serious welding. As you can see, the sills are quite bad, so if it's rusted on the outside, you can guarantee that the inside is absolutely gone. Just to quickly explain, apologise about the wind. So this, obviously you've got your cowl in here, so any water that comes from your windscreen runs down to this, and there is a direct hole there, look, so it all runs into here, so any leaves, dirt, rain, anything comes straight in and just gets tucked under the fender there. So it is good practice, maybe once a month or so you can just unhook the bottom and this bolt here, just to give you a bit of more room, and you can just scrape it out, or even just go from the wheel well this side, scrape it out from there. So I'm just going to start attacking this with a wire brush, and we'll see what we can get off. I ended up using an angle grinder on the lower section as the rust was quite thick and was also covered in under seal. I then used a chemical that reacts with the rust and breaks it down so it can be wiped away. So as you just saw, just started grinding down. Most of the surface rust did come off here. Obviously this is a bit more sinister and a bit more harsh to get through because there's under seal here and stuff like that. So, but what I noticed is, as I was grinding the very bottom here, the sort of wire wheel kept catching on something. I thought, bloody hell, what's that? Well, this is why you take your fenders off, everyone. So I looked underneath, and there you go. Huge gaping hole straight through the bottom of the sill. Goes right the way through, probably get about 3, nearly 4 fingers in there. I've had a look in the inside and it's not too bad. I think it only goes up, as you can see there, about a couple of centimeters up. So, but I would have had absolutely no idea that was there if I didn't take that front wing off. So it is always definitely worth checking. I now need to reevaluate how much money I want to put into this if I want to completely take it off the road for a little bit, save up some money, just take it to a shop and get it completely, because like, I don't know if you can see as well, it is pretty bad all the way through that sill. Not too bad at the back, but the front is definitely bad, so that's going to need completely cutting out and redoing. Just one of those things that I need to put some time into and thought into to see what I want to do. I do love this car, plans to turbo it in the future, so I don't want to just get rid of it just because of that. I would like to put the time and effort into it. It's just, again, how far do you go? So I'm going to carry on grinding this down as much as I can, and then we'll put the wing on, and then we'll go from there. Before putting the wing back on, I just wanted to double check if the rust had got into the wing as well. Luckily it wasn't too bad, and I just cleaned it up with a wire brush. As you just saw there, just giving the wing a quick clean up, grinded it down, whatever rust. I know I'm going to get a bad rap for this, but I did just put a bit of hammer on, just a bit of extra protection before it goes back on. So again, I did the same just on here. Again, I know it's a little bit pointless, but it's just another bit of protection just so it doesn't get any worse, because I'm going to have to come back to this at another date. I still do need to do the other side, but I'm not going to film that because it's just exactly the same. So I am hoping to carry on with the rust repairs. Next off is obviously do that side and then the rear arches. As you can see, I don't know if you can see from here, but you can see a little bit of coming through. So we'll see if that's just rust, surface rust, or it is a bit more sinister like this front wing was. Again, we'll get to that in another video. So that is it for this video. I'm going to get all this back together. I'll do the other side off camera because again, you've seen it, it's the same process. I will try and take some pictures and try and put it in if there is a lot of damage on that side. So in the next video, hopefully we'll get to the rear arches at the back. Hopefully they're not as bad as the front, but we'll see. So thank you very much for watching. If you haven't, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.